guys, welcome back to my channel. I haven't really done like a first impressions try on type of video in quite a long time, so I figured today would be the perfect day to do it. I have quite a bit of new stuff that I've been getting. This is where I put all of my new PR goodies, things that have been sent to me, and there's just tons of stuff that I've been wanting to try, so I figured this would be fun to just try it all at once, talk you through it, touch, feel, discuss, and review it all simultaneously. So the first thing that I'm going to get started on is this primer. I've been getting a lot of requests on my thoughts on this primer. This is from Makeup Forever. They have like a new line of primers, and this is the Step 1 Skin Equalizer in, this is the mattifying one. They have, I guess, like a different range of different primers that all address different skin needs. So they have a hydrating primer, they have a skin smoothing primer, and then this one is the mattifying one, which I've heard quite a few good things about. So I'm gonna pretty much put this in my areas of concern. It's very rare that I prime the whole face just because primers are so expensive. So I like to use them where I know they will get the most benefits, and that's in my shiny areas. I like to ration my primers basically. Then I'm going to take this Graftobian palette. This is the HD Highlight Contour Dark Palette. These were some of my favorite ways to color correct and contour and highlight in my older tutorials, and Graftobian recently sent me a bunch of really cool stuff. So this is going to be my first time trying this palette in particular, but yeah, Graftobian is by no means new at all on my channel. They've got amazing stuff, and they're like the OG of makeup lines. So I'm going to take this middle peach color here. Looks like it'll make a great corrector, and start hitting the dark marks on my face. By the way, these new brushes you're going to be seeing me use with white handles are from Stilazzi. I've been like dying for new brushes, and I'm so glad that they reached out as well. So I'm just doing some correcting. The peach is going to counteract the darkness. You can use this for dark marks. You can use this to correct discoloration. As you can see, the bottom half of my face is darker than the rest of my face. And then I'm going to take my Beauty Blender sponge, and I am blending that out. So I pretty much do the entire perimeter of my mouth because that area is so much darker. Lately, I've been doing like this thing where I just like correct the hell out of my marks and the darkness around my mouth so that I don't have to use as much foundation, because I just really like the way my natural skin looks, and the least amount that I can cover, the better. Like, I just really don't like the way my skin looks with a ton of foundation. I feel like I like less than the other way around. I don't know if that makes sense. Do y'all feel me? Sometimes I'll even color correct on top of foundation. Like, if it's not enough coverage, I'll just pop on a little bit of my corrector and then go on about with my life. So everyone's been raving about this primer from Smashbox. This is the Photo Finish Primer Water. And this is what this is not my first time using it. This is a cheat. But when my skin's a little dry, hunty, yes. I don't know if I would say it's got priming benefits. I don't really notice the difference, but it does make the skin feel really hydrated. Sometimes my skin does get dry, especially when I'm using some of the medications that I use for like hyperpigmentation. These two foundations I've been wanting to get my hands on. Slightly disappointed because they don't have the best shade range. These are the new L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte. Everyone has been raving about them, but Soft Sable was a little too light, and then Cocoa I feel was too rich, so I bought both of them. I've never had to mix foundations before. I'm usually a pretty easy match, but these two I had to buy two. So I'm gonna go ahead and just mix equal parts of each of these, and we're gonna test out this foundation today. This is probably what I've been looking forward to the most out of all of the products, is this foundation. Especially when you know everyone's like raving about it. So this is what I mixed up, and I probably won't even use all of that. I'm going to take my Stilazzi brush. This is the S107, and then blend that into my skin. Seems like it sets pretty fast. It's not really moving as quickly as other foundations. This thing, this might be a really good long-lasting foundation, y'all, because it's barely budging. As soon as I put it on, that's it. I ain't going nowhere. But yeah, I might need to just switch to my sponge because the sponge is damp. Once you put that on, that thing said, I ain't going nowhere. It does not move, like, at all. Which is a good thing, if you ask me. But I just wasn't prepared to move as quickly as I had to. I like it. It looks good. It feels good on the skin. It feels lightweight. What do you guys think? Did a pretty good job matching, right? Still see some dark marks, but I'm going to cover that with concealer. Now I have another Graftobian palette. This is the Corrector Dark palette. And I think I'm going to use this middle shade as my concealer. No, that looks a little dark. I may just end up using these two. Beautiful. They're concealers. Their foundation products are just so creamy in general. For years, I used the HD foundation as a contour. And it's just like butter. Butter baby. Bada bing. Bada boom. As long as you set it quickly with powder, it won't move around too much. Now using my sponge again, and I'm blending it out. Now take my foundation brush and just kind of go around, make sure everything is blended nicely. And then as long as this concealer is set very quickly with powder, it won't move around too much. So I'm going to take my Camouflage Buttercup powder from Sasha. Oldie but goodie, can't steer away from it. So I'm going to take my sponge and dab that in. These concealers, if you have oily, like if this area is, which typically is not common, but if you find that you're oily under that area, those concealers probably will move around. So you need to really, really work quickly with those and make sure you set them like immediately. I know because I've worked with them enough to know. Then I'm going to take a very sheer, this looks so foolish, but I promise you there's a method to my madness. I'm going to take a very sheer layer of the Buttercup powder that's now pressed. And what I like to do is just very lightly go over around my mouth area and like just around the foundation in general, just to keep it from creasing. It's because I get smile lines hella bad. And this also, I just kind of like to use to reinforce what's under eye, and then I'm not even adding more product. I have this powder from Graftobian. I'm really a huge fan of loose powder, so I'm excited to try this one. The color is Pecan Pie. It's the HD setting powder. I already swatched it, so it seems like it'll be a pretty good color. And it just looks like this. You get quite a bit of product. So I'm going to take this brush that I've been using from CoverGirl, which is pretty good for powder, and I'm going to pat that into my skin. Just for the purposes of time, I went ahead and filled in my brows because that step doesn't change and there's nothing new. I used the Anastasia Brow Wiz pomade, blah, 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 you know, Brow Wiz and all that crap. Same old, same old. So anyway, let's warm up the skin. Let's do some more skin, okay? I'm going to use my CoverGirl Queen Collection bronzer and another Stilazzi brush. This is the DF104 brush. And you guys know I don't like harsh lines on the face, so I just like everything to be soft and blended. So as opposed to using a hard contouring brush or like a slanted blush brush, I just prefer to use like a fluffier brush. I'm going to take this blush from my Sasha blush palette. This is the medium dark. This is my first time using the medium dark. I'm going to take this mauve color here. Whoa! Whoa. That was way too much. Okay. Okay. All right. Stop the presses. And then the trick when you've applied too much blush, take your face powder or translucent and go over. and just soften it. All right, I'm gonna take some concealer and conceal my eyelids because they're looking a little dark today. Nothing wrong with that, but I want the color that we're gonna use later on to show up more. And then I'm going to use, I just had it. Okay, this is a jumbo eye pencil from NYX. It's called Iced Mocha. It's like a dark bronzy gold, and this is going on all over my eyelid. Blend it with the fingers. So I saw this really, really beautiful picture on the Sephora Twitter page, and it was like gold. I would show you the picture, but I can't because of copyright and all that junk. But anyway, it was like gold on the lids and a really bright purple lip. So I'm going to recreate that. I'm going to start off by taking this Morphe eyeshadow palette. This is my first time trying Morphe. Hey, Morphe! And I'm going to take this bright orange, probably maybe even mix it in with this one here. It's not matte. I initially thought that this eyeshadow was matte, but clearly it's not. It's definitely shimmer, and I don't typically recommend using shimmer in the crease, but too late now. Pigmentation is great on these shadows. Good job, Morphe. Okay, now we need like a olivey gold. So this color right above it, this one here in that same palette, I'm going to apply on the lid. Let me add just a pinch more gold, not too, or I'm sorry, the orange, not too much though. And then you're gonna need a yellow gold. This one I'm going to take from the palette, this one here. Maybe even a touch of this bright one, but not too much, but this one here. This is a really good summer look, really good summer look. I literally just did one quick dab in that super bright yellow, but yeah, not too much of that. Then I'm going to line the inner corner of my eye and my top lash line with a black pencil. This one is from Milani. And then I hit the top lash line just on the outer corners. And then I'm going to take the S121 brush, not adding any product, and I'm going to blend it out. So we have a nice smudged black line. I'm going to take a teensy bit of the Makeup Forever Diamond Powder in, I don't know. But when I find out, I'm going to put it in the description box. I don't see anything that would indicate a name, but you can just take any gold glitter really, just for a little added sparkle. Pop that on the lid. That's all I'm doing. It's completely skippable. Completely skippable. Alrighty, I need a highlight. So we're gonna go back to our trusty Sasha blush palette and use this gold one. This is a nice one right here. Looks great with this pink blush too. Oh, before I forget mascara, Ms. Mango. I almost was gonna like step right into the lips and just make my little world premiere. The eyes are done. The only thing that's left to do is this super bright, beautiful purple lip that I saw from this look. So I'm gonna first line my lips with, I think this is called Flawless from Colourpop. Yeah, it's Flawless, Lippie stick, and the matching liner. Then I'm going to use the matching Lippie sticks, also called Flawless. I love this color. And these I tried for the first time with my shoot with CoverGirl a couple weeks ago. It's the Lip Lava. They actually work quite well and they're super pigmented, but you do have to kind of layer them on. But once you like lay it on, girl, like it's beautiful. I have the purple one and I'm just going to go in. Because the lips and the look that I saw was super juicy, wet looking. So this would be perfect for this look. We don't want no lip lava on our teeth, do we? Get all the excess lipstick off. Okay guys, so that pretty much completes the tutorial. I think I'm going to go ahead and just come back and check back with you guys in a couple of hours and just to kind of give you an update on how the makeup looks. So I'm gonna go wear this around town for a couple hours and I will holla at you later. All right guys, the time is now 23:50, aka 10 minutes to midnight. And this is the result of the foundation. Really, the whole point of the tutorial was really to kind of test out the foundation. I did blot once about maybe 3 hours ago. So as you can see, I'm shiny. I mean, there's really no way to put it. I definitely do need to blot. And I did notice earlier that it slightly settles into smile lines. But other than the forehead area, I do feel like the forehead is a little more oily than normal. So that's not really something that I care for too much. Would I recommend it? I don't think it's a bad foundation. I wouldn't necessarily rave over it either. It actually reminds me a lot of the, what's it called? The Evermatte Poreless Evermatte foundation from Becca. This actually is almost like an exact drugstore version of that, just for the consistency, the finish. It's got that, it dries very quickly. It has that super like matte finish, almost kind of flat. It's almost a little too matte for my liking. I don't mind a little bit of that natural glow. Like, I don't mind my makeup looking a teensy bit less shinier than this right when I put it on. I'm just really not a fan of super matte foundations. It's just my personal preference. So would I wear it again? Yeah, like I said, it's not a bad foundation, but I think I would, for myself, I think I would rate it maybe like a 6 or a 7 out of 10. Not terrible, but not one of my favorites either. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed today's first impressions. Let me know what your thoughts are. I posted something on Instagram earlier, and it's pretty much, as with any product, mixed reviews on the foundation. So I would definitely encourage you guys to go out and try it, unless you haven't already, and let me know your thoughts. All right, I will see you guys on Tuesday's video. Bye.